We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Nicki Minaj makes history. She becomes the highest charting female rapper on the US Apple Music with Beauty and the Beat, despite not dropping any new music in the last 2 years. Solo music, obviously. And then on top of that, on Spotify, Beauty and the Beat earns its biggest streaming day of all time on Paolify with 2.8 million streams following Justin's Coachella performance where he did perform Beauty and the Beat. And then Nicki Minaj also responded to having 19 million certified album units, and she teased should I go for number 6, teasing her next album. She also clocked Cardi B. She said, if you're keeping tabs on me, know that I'm not keeping tabs on you. I'm keeping tabs on me too. Trusting God, being productive. That means I always beat you by sheer logic alone. You will never get back to the time you spent on me. I use my energy and yours. Oh, and thank you for your attention. Barbs, do it better, okay? So allegedly she's calling out Cardi B because she feels like Cardi B be watching her. That's what the Barbs are saying on social media. And she also teased her next album. So let me know if you guys would be here for Nicki going back into her pop lane. There's a lot of rumors that allegedly she's going back into her pop bag. And do you think she got a record dissing Cardi B? Because it's very interesting now. People have noticed that when Nicki Minaj goes on social media, Cardi B is on social media as well. Now, a lot of people are calling out Rihanna's current best friend, Melissa Ford, who's been Rihanna's ride or die for many years, because Rihanna was at Melissa's 40th birthday party. She looked amazing. Melissa, who just turned 40, looks amazing. I think this is the best Rihanna has looked in the last year or so. So she looks amazing. And fans noticed ASAP the colorist was not around. Now, a lot of fans are speculating that ASAP the colorist does not like Melissa. A fan said, love how Rocky is consistent. He stays the hell away from job Melissa. Damn. First of all, how you know Melissa don't have a job? Her job is to be Rihanna's best friend. That's what her job is. She doesn't have to work. Rihanna's a billionaire. I would not be working if my friend is a billionaire. You damn right. I'm going to be kicking my feet up, eating bonbons. Well, I'm going to work when somebody is a billionaire, and it's not going to cost Rihanna any money to pay Melissa's bill. She probably, the head assistant or something. I do think she got a job. Another fan accused the Navy, Rihanna fans, of trying to break up Rihanna and Melissa because Melissa has shown love to Champagne Thickums and Chris Brown. She was seen at a Chris Brown concert. She listens to Chris Brown's music all the time on social media. Fans have called her out for that. And then she also was really close with Champagne Thickums, but she's allegedly not as close to ASAP, who is the father of Rihanna's children, as she is to Champagne Thickums and C Breezy. Fans feel like ASAP distanced himself from Melissa, or not cool with Melissa at all, because he wasn't at the birthday party and she shows love to Chris Brown Drake. That's basically what it is. Here's the thing. Melissa do like Champagne Thickums and Chris Brown better than she like ASAP, okay? But I don't feel like it's a big deal. I'm sure you guys have friends you don't really like their boyfriends like that, or their men like that. Like, it's not really a big deal, okay? As long as she's not openly dissing ASAP, I don't see the issue, okay? Rihanna and Melissa have known each other way longer than Rihanna has known ASAP, okay? He just a baby daddy. That's her real friend. And she likes Champagne Thickums and Chris Brown more is because she has more of a rapport with them. Okay, she don't have as much as a rapport with ASAP, even though Rihanna and ASAP got 3 kids. But let's just be honest. Just because you have kids with someone, that doesn't mean your family and friends gonna like them, okay? So I'm sure Rihanna and ASAP don't care. ASAP wasn't at the party. I'm sure he does not care that Rihanna went to the party because she was having a blast. And at the end of the day, like I said before, they've been friends for years. And ASAP is not going to ruin that friendship. Sorry. Now, Katy, come to the front of the congregation. Okay? I'm not going to give you donkey of the day because we still got to receive receipts and proof. But why are you being accused of SAing Ruby Rose? And not Ruby Rose, the industry thought. Not her. Ruby Rose, who is on Orange is the New Black. Okay, I don't know what she's been in recently, but the last time I seen her on TV was Orange is the New Black. Ruby Rose posted on Threads and said, Katy Perry essayed me at Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a shit what she thinks? After I threw up on her, I told the story publicly, but changed it to be a funny little drunk story because I didn't know how else to handle it. Later, she agreed to help me get my US visa. So I kept it a secret, but I did tell y'all she wasn't a good person. Instead, I got attacked by ... everyone. She didn't kiss me. She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulled her underwear to the side, and rubbed her disgusting vajayjay on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her. Yeah, not interested in filing a report over this. Not when I haven't even filed a report for the numerous RAPs at the hands of grown men. But she is more than welcome to sue me. She won't because it happened. I have photos. It was literally in public and witnessed by multiple people. Plus, there is so much more that happened in the years leading up to her silly song she won't want me discussing. The psychological manipulation was strong with that one. I was only in my early 20s. I'm now 40. It has taken almost 2 decades to say this publicly, though I am grateful to have made it long enough to find my voice. It just shows how much of an impact trauma and sexual assault takes. Thank you for seeing me. Now, Katy Perry's rep shuts down Ruby Rose's bombshell claims that she was essayed by the singer in her 20s. She said the allegations being circulated on social media by Ruby Rose and about Katy Perry are not only categorically false, they are dangerous, reckless lies. Ms. Rose has a well-documented history of making serious public allegations on social media against various individuals, claims that have repeatedly been denied by those named. Now, I do remember her saying something about Nicki Minaj and other celebrities, but to be quite honest, I don't really be paying attention to Ruby Rose like that. But let me know, who do you guys believe? Do you believe Katy Perry? Do you believe Ruby Rose? My whole thing is, if it's true, why won't you file a claim? You know, she says she won't file claim, because she hasn't came forth about the men that have essayed her. But if it's true, you should file claim. Okay? Or is it not true? Because I feel like you can't just say something like this on the internet and not file police report or nothing like that. Now, I don't know what the statute of limitations are for, essay, because I know it might be different state to state. But I feel like this is serious. And if the claims aren't true, Katy needs to sue. I think Katy should sue, because I think that's just disgusting to say about somebody if, the claims are not true, because Katy Perry's already flopping. You just going to ruin her career even more. She already flopping every time she releases a song. The Swifties and everybody drag it. The only thing she got good going for her is this new relationship. So I feel like this definitely can ruin Katy Perry's career. Okay? You can't play with the essay. Now, moving on from that, Doja Cat has surpassed 30 billion streams on Spotify. She is the second most streamed female rapper of all time. So congratulations to Doja Cat. She right behind Nicki Minaj But just because she's right behind Nicki, that don't mean she's the princess. The people have revoked Doja Cat's tiara, and she is no longer the princess of female rap or rap in general, because at the end of the day, a lot of her music that she makes nowadays, especially with the V album, is mostly pop. It's not hip hop. She don't have bars. So, congratulations to Doja Cat, but you're no longer the princess. And you need to, make sure that when you put out an actual rap song, you're spitting on the record instead of singing on it. Okay? If you want to reclaim your tiara, but it has been removed. No shade. And I don't want to hear nothing from the kitty litters, because y'all let V flop. So we don't really care what you have to say. Buy music. You guys getting worse than the hotties. All this yippee yapping and not, swiping the card and streaming the music. Okay? We don't want to put up them album stats. 57,000. Okay? Not good for a Grammy winner. No, 57,000 is not good for a Grammy winner, in my opinion. Nope, not now. Now, speaking of female rappers, JT liked and commented under a TikTok video of a woman talking about how JT's in her own lane and she doesn't go out of her way to mimic Nicki Minaj like the other female rappers do. Okay? Now, there's a lot of newer female rappers that are coming into the game that are irrelevant to me, but that are trying to mimic Nicki Minaj. We don't really care about them. But then you got D0JA and Doja Cat, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, who have all taken from Nicki Minaj's style. But JT doesn't really try to sound like Nicki like the other female rappers do. So that's why she had acknowledged the fan and said, thank you. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. But it's also, I think the reason why JT doesn't mimic Nicki Minaj is because she's already had a lot of success being herself, right? A lot of the other female rappers haven't had the success for just being themselves. They had success by copying Nicki Minaj, and they know that the barbs will tune in. For instance, Doja Cat, it was a lot of Nicki-inspired records. That's why she was trying to get Nicki Minaj on the song Get Into Ya Yeah, but Nicki declined, right? But the point of the matter is, Planet Her is Doja Cat's most successful album. So copying Nicki gives a lot of these girls success. That's why they do it. Or, showing love to Nicki gave them a lot of success. In regards to JT has success with the City Girls, okay? Solo music, she's had one or two singles that have had success, but not a full body of work. But the City Girls, they were on top at one moment in time. But their sound was different from whatever was out, okay? Like, they have this very Southern Miami sound, ghetto ratchet, period pool sound. And that is not what the other girls were really doing. So they stood out. A lot of the other girls here right now currently don't stand out. And, I think that the state of female rap is slowly falling off again. Because everybody's trying to mimic or copy and do the same type of bars and talk about they coochie and, oh, I took your man and booty, booty, booty. So it's getting a little bit redundant, in my opinion. Now, Jorginho, the soccer player who said that, Chappell's security was very nasty and rude to his stepdaughter, has decided to come out weeks later and, I guess backtrack. Okay, which that's usually what clowns do. To kind of paraphrase it, because we ain't reading all of this, no shade. He said, since I have become aware of new information that has changed my understanding of parts of what happened, Chappell Roan made a public statement, reached out privately to Catherine and our teams, and also spoke directly. It became clear that she had no knowledge of what took place at the breakfast and had not asked anyone to approach them. She is understanding and sympathetic to what happened to our child. It ultimately was a misunderstanding in the respect, and I'm glad to set the record straight. it's important to me that this is clarified fairly and accurately. I regret the impact has had on Chappell Roan, Catherine, Ida, and our family. So basically, he backtracking because he got paid off. So that is what it's given, is that he was paid off. This happened a few weeks ago. Chappell already made a video weeks ago and denied it, right? But at the end of the day, you coming out now doesn't really make me think that it didn't happen or it was a misunderstanding. It makes me think that you got paid off, and Chappell is seeing that it's probably affecting her career, as it should. And that's why she reached out and made you put that statement, okay? I'm sure her label told him, listen, we'll give you some money and you write this post saying that it was all a misunderstanding, okay? Because I know he got money, but I'm sure a deal was made. And then also, Chappell wasn't only getting dragged for this. People have been calling her out for lying about the fact that she is rich and wealthy and she told people she was poor. So that's another thing she's getting dragged for. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Pooh Shiesty, Gucci, Drake, Nicki, Camel Face, and 50 Cent on Patreon. Link will be in the description. I hope you have a great day.